Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is Solar Striker for the Nintendo Game Boy. In this 1990 shoot-'em-up from Minakuchi and Nintendo, it's time for some alien blasting spaceship stuff, and you, my friend, are a spaceship. The gameplay here is as straightforward as it gets. Navigate 6 levels, shooting down patterns of enemy waves until you get to the stage boss. The upgrade scheme is dead simple too. Collect power-up icons to go from single shot to double shot to triple shot, then back to double shot. I know that sounds counterproductive, but this double shot is more potent, and sometimes 2 is better than 3. Just ask anyone who invested in trinoculars. Solar Striker occupies an interesting middle ground in the evolution of shoot-'em-ups, from their simplistic origins to more developed, multifaceted experiences, and it finds a nice balance there. If Gradius is an everything bagel and Star Soldier is a plain bagel, then Solar Striker is cinnamon raisin or something. The limited graphics do a great job of using a little to suggest a lot, like the minimal shadow contours that hint at a big cloudscape in Stage 2, and the repeating mechanical details that make the Stage 4 and 5 bosses seem much more complex and imposing than they really are. I love the explosion animations too. There's something really punchy about them without being over the top or distracting. My only problem with the graphics is the inconsistency between sprites. Some have dark outlines while others are just shape fills. That's on par with putting curtains on one half of a window and blinds on the other. I get it, you're doing your job, but nobody wants to look at that. The sound design is nice too. The interesting decision to pair different enemies with different explosion sounds grew on me the more I played, and I thought the chiptunes went really well with the progression of the game, getting more and more ominous toward the end and culminating in a pretty intense Stage 6 track. The most novel aspect of the game is that it has no novel aspect. It's a paint-by-numbers space shooter, and it does what it does admirably. Although, the final stage is noteworthy in that it's one of the best bookends to a game that I've yet encountered. Almost every enemy from earlier levels makes a reappearance, there's a rare mid-boss rush toward the end, and the final battle feels significant and memorable without introducing any crazy difficulty spikes. And as far as overall difficulty, this game is generally considered easy for a shoot-'em-up, but I suspect that's only true if you have quick reflexes. The type of person who can stop the microwave at less than a second left would have no problem here. Meanwhile, my oatmeal is already cold by the time I open the door. So naturally, I cheated with save states at full power, and I still died a lot. Speaking of which, the game over screen seems innocuous at first, but it's pretty terrifying if you really think about it. When you lose a life in-game, your sprite just explodes immediately. Instant release. But here, there's a pixel art rendering of your ship smoking from the tail and careening down to its doom. That suggests an uncomfortable amount of time to reflect while your life flashes before your eyes. Like, why did I spend so much time watching mac and cheese reviews on YouTube? I don't even like mac and cheese. My favorite part of Solar Striker, alongside its simplicity, is the length. At 6 brief stages, it doesn't feel like a truncated experience, and it doesn't overstay its welcome either. If I could change one thing though, I'd restrict enemies from shooting at you past the lower third of the screen. Even if you anticipate their fire, there just isn't enough room to dodge it most of the time. Nintendo needs to respect my personal space, which in this case is like, I don't know, 12 pixels? Overall, I had a great time playing Solar Striker. It was way more challenging than I anticipated, even with save states, but it's a fun novelty as one of the only shoot-'em-ups to come directly from Nintendo themselves, and the first of its kind for the Game Boy.